Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fortnite Save the World video. Today, we will continue the endurance build for the second flex amplifier in Stonewood. This one will be the south direction, the last direction for this amplifier. I mentioned in the last video that it will get attacked from 3 directions. But after testing a lot, only the east and south directions will get attacked. No need to build anything for the west direction, which is good. I already built the east direction and explained more information about this amp in this video. Like the location of the amp, how to make sure it's the right amp, and more. So, if you are looking to build this amp, start with the east direction video first, to make sure you didn't miss anything. You can follow the 2 build videos randomly, of course. I just prefer following them in order to make sure of everything. One more thing before we start. Flex amplifiers are a bit special, not like the other amplifiers build. Like this one, the main tunnel will be very small compared with normal amplifier. But we will rely on the spawn covers more. I may use a lot of block-offs in certain areas to shift the husk to a far pass. All of that just to avoid and handle the tornado, the hotspots, and the safety zones. It will take a lot of time to explain them one by one, that's why I made a separate video about these modifiers and how they affect flex amplifiers. You can check it here. Let's not waste any time, let me show you all the hotspot spawn locations, the safety zones, and where the tornado will hit. For the hotspots, they will be the wooden floors. Like I explained in the video I just mentioned, a hotspot can ruin 3x3 area. That's why I kept everything around them clear as you see. We have total of 8, which is a lot. That's why this build took much time to finish. The safety zones will be the brick ramps. As you know, lobbers and husk will try to target them as well, not just the amp. So, technically, during wave 15 on this direction, we are defending 5 locations, not just 1. For the tornado, it will hit a big area here around the amp. That's why I built the tunnels a bit far, to avoid it. And will rely on the spawn cover more. So, full durability drop traps will be very important here. Now let's start with the build. This build is a bit complicated for me to remember in one shot. I will build it step by step, don't worry. I will just build it in a different base. To be able to check the fully built build in the first base on my laptop, while building it in the second base at the same time. Not a big deal, I know. I just wanted to clear this point, so when people see me building in a different base that doesn't have this amp, they know what is going on. And that's why you may see a different builds for the other amplifiers. Because every flex amplifier affects the other amplifiers in a different way. But don't worry, I will give you a full walkthrough for the build after building it. So, you can check everything related to the other amplifiers. I know that it sounds confusing to some of you after all of that, but believe me, it's not. I'm just explaining everything possible before building, to avoid any confusion. We have 2 main tunnels. Let's start with this one. As always, tier 3 metal is the best for this amplifier. To avoid any tornado issues. Add a small block-offs here. Just in case any husk from the east directions try to take a shortcut from here. Extra floors for anti-air traps, just in case lobbers try to target any safety zones during Wave 15. Keep this one empty for now. Now for the other path. It's a bit complicated because of this hotspot, so I will build a path around it. Block this part first. A lot of block-offs to route the husk and smashers around the hotspot. Make sure it's edited like that. If not, it will cause a lot of issues. This will be the husk path. A lot of block-offs here for lobbers. They go around to have a shortcut from here to reach the hotspots during Wave 15. You can add more here, but the tornado will destroy it if it spawned near it. A lobber shield for the lobbers. I got a warning since I already built my other amplifier D, a castle, and a lot of other things in my base. You will have more than enough structures to finish the build. Even after the build you will be far away from the limit, and you can build a castle and mats grinder too. So, don't worry. I will cover the path with ceiling drop traps, and will add ceiling electric field traps on the side. Don't forget, drop trap works on 3 tiles high. But the ceiling electric field trap, only 2 tiles high. Another block off here for lobbers. You see how many block offs, lobber shields, extra parts, all of that just for lobbers? Lobbers now are no joke. Yes, before we used to add just few anti-air traps and that's it. But now, they will be worse than smashers if you underestimated them. Especially with flex amplifiers, because of the hotspots. Last block off, I promise. I know you hate them, but when you lose in a random wave and you don't know why, you will know what I mean. Now for the spawn cover. Add extra connection here. You can add more as much you like. I'm just covering all the main ways they will follow. Add an edited cone here like this. Now for the traps and perks. Note that you don't need 144 or 130 traps. 106 is more than enough, even 77, just make sure you have decent traps damage and durability ratios in general. Make sure of the direction of the drop traps. To push the husk out, not in. For the spawn cover, use full durability drop traps. For the main tunnels, use damage drop traps. As always, any needed information about the build will be in the description. You can add some anti-air traps here for lobbers if needed. Now for the amp design. I will just cover it, I won't use loop bridge like the other amplifiers. The smashers and mini-bosses rarely will reach it. And if they did, the traps on the design will eliminate them when they are destroying the walls. The reason for that is, sometimes the tornado during wave 20 throws some husk up if there are any in its way. So, if they manage to reach the amp design can handle them easily. You can add some wall spikes with increased building health on the other side of the walls for the amp design. The tornado will hit these block-offs a lot. So, use high building health bonus to avoid a lot of destruction to your block-offs. I explained everything about this bonus in this video. If you can't get much and the tornado destroys all of the block-offs here and leading the husk to change their path, you can cover them with any traps with increased building health like I did here. That should cover everything about this amp. A long video I know, but this amp worth it. Took me a lot of time to finish and optimize this build. I didn't want to delay it more than that to optimize more. Hope this video helps. And if it did, don't forget to use code Larsis in the item shop if you want to support me, helps me a lot. Big thanks for all the channel members and everyone uses my creator code, really appreciate your support. Like, subscribe if you are enjoying the content, helps the video to reach more people. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, see you in the next one.